Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. So welcome back to League Discussion. This is the series where I take your topic, rip it apart, my own opinions and experiences, and encourage you guys to join in the conversation in the comments section below. Now again, I apologise that there's no gameplay today. Just obviously, I've got university work. Today, Thursday, is actually my day off of university, but I'm actually going in to do extra work. Hence why I can't do gameplay today. So yeah, I apologise. I will say, I've got an assignment in tomorrow, but on the weekend, I'm pretty much free all weekend. So I'm going to try and record quite a bit. So again, I apologise, bear with me. University is over in like 2 months. And after that, there's going to be a lot of content. Anyway, the topic that we're going to be talking about today is climbing. The reason I want to talk about this topic is a lot of people struggle with climbing, for different reasons. But this season, found it very easy. So I wanted to share some of my kind of experience that I've had this season particularly, but also to say I am somebody that has played in every single ranked season so far. I played in season 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So I'm a fairly experienced player in this game, like very experienced. I'm probably in the top tiny percentage of who's played this game like a length of time. So I think I have a pretty good foot to stand on in terms of giving advice about climbing the ranked ladder. Because again, from Season 2, I was a Silver player, and then Season 3, I was a Diamond 1 player. I've done massive climbs before. This season, I started Season 6 after placements in Platinum 5. I'm now in Diamond 2. With a pretty short amount of time with actually not playing that many games. So I thought I'd just share my knowledge and just general tips. If you are an experienced player, some of these tips you may understand, but the problem with a lot of the tips that I'm going to say is a lot of people know them, but a lot of people ignore them for some reason. I am actually subject to this myself. Sometimes I don't even follow my own advice. But let's get into it. So the first thing to say is solo queue or do dynamic queue. In terms of, do you go in as a solo player or should you look for dynamic partners? So again, one thing to say, I am slightly biased in terms of this question and answer. You don't need to say it in the comment section, oh, Huzz is biased against dynamic queue. I know I'm biased against the dynamic queue. I do not like the system. But what I'm saying in this point is I'm going to be completely neutral in this argument. So the first thing to say is the two ways I believe are the best way to climb is solo, obviously, and 3-man pre-made. That might surprise some of you out there that yes, I am suggesting to pre-made, but it is a very good way to climb. If you only care about what rating you end up in, and you don't care about, let's say, the legitimacy of what rating you are. Like me, I'm in Diamond 2 right now. Nobody can go, you don't belong in Diamond 2, because I've done it by myself. I've literally climbed from Platinum 5 to Diamond 2 by myself. I think I've roughly done about 4 dynamic games this season, so they're irrelevant in terms of, I think I've done like 180 games in total. So yeah, I am a Diamond 2 player. Nobody can doubt that, and that's what I like about being a solo player. Nobody can doubt what rating I am, especially because I'm a YouTuber. I kind of just like that. But then being a 3-man pre-made also has a massive benefit. And what I'd say with being a 3-man pre-made is you have to be smart about it. Don't go as a 3-man pre-made as a pre-made bot lane and then one lane. You're covering so much, you're not covering a very large area of the map. I'd recommend as a 3-man pre-made you go top, mid, and AD carry or jungle. So top and mid, I think, or you could filter it around. I'd say mid lane is a must if you're on a 3-man pre-made. It is such an important role to hold the whole map with communication. I'd definitely say mid lane is a must for a 3-man pre-made, and then jungle I'd say is a very good one for 3-man pre-made because again you have pressure around the map, and then it's between top and AD carry. You can go support if one of you just main support, but I'd say the 3 best is top, mid, and AD. The reason for it is if all 3 of you do well, you win the game. It's that simple. If all 3 of you do well with communication in team fights, in lane, you're going to win the game with 3 lanes just winning the game. So I'd recommend that. Again, do that option if you just I want to hit that rating. I don't care about, people saying you don't deserve it. That type of thing. The reason some people say, so why am I saying 3-man pre-made? Where am I getting that knowledge from? So yesterday I was streaming and I was queuing up in Diamond, and obviously the higher rating you get, the more you queue with the same people. So a lot of you may remember from my Absolute Zero days, my old competitive team, my mid laner was called Harpas Thor. So I go into queue and boom, there is Harpas Thor. He's tagged up with his team and there's 2 of his team members with him. They're in 3-man pre-made. Obviously, they recognise me, I recognise them. They play as top, mid and AD carry. They all do well. I do well as jungle, and we win the game easily. Later in the day, again, I'm not streaming this time, but I queue up again, and boom, there again. Half Past Thor is in queue with his 2 teammates. This does happen quite often when you get to higher rating. Again, they go top, mid, and AD carry. I go jungle. With the amount of pressure that we had on the map, we won the game easily again. You know, it's that simple. You know, yes, we technically were a 4-man pre-made in, like, well, the first game I did not go in communication with them. All lanes just did very well. And then the second game, I did go in communication with them, but honestly, I didn't really help that much. So I definitely recommend top, mid, and AD carry if you are a 3-man pre-made. As for solo, the reason why I like it for climbing, not just because I know I deserve the rating, is because you can be the it man. You can be, I can play any way I want that fits in with my team comp as a solo player. So if I am with a pre-made, I can kind of just go with what they're doing. I can kind of try and mesh with them. But I can also carry as a solo player. If I trust myself more than the others, I'm going to carry. And if your teammates are smart, they will follow you. And if you're a confident solo player, you'll do that. The next thing as a solo player, and it's something I haven't touched on in a video yet, is you can actually abuse the dynamic system. And I don't mean any cheats or anything like that. But when you're in loading screen, if you notice people are pre-made by, you know, their summoner names are similar and all that type of thing. If you notice that, so you may notice a 3-man pre-made because their names are all similar, go camp the weakest person on their team, because if you camp one of the pre-mades and absolutely wreck them, I can guarantee he's going to be moaning to them on Skype or TeamSpeak, and he's going to tilt, and then he's going to tilt his teammates. You can do that as a solo player, you can do that as any player, but I found quite a lot of success as a solo player doing that. So there you go. Solo and triple Q is my 2 most suggested ways of climbing. Let's move into other things. So champion pool and all that type of thing. So again, a question that I am biased against. I do not rate one-trick pony players as good players. A lot of you know that. It's a slightly controversial thing to say because a lot of one-trick ponies get defensive. But what I'd say, you know, it's logical to me. If you're a one-trick pony and you're a good, say you're a Diamond Riven main or something like that, I'd call you a good Diamond Riven instead of being a good Diamond player. There is a difference there for me personally, but anyway. What I would say is champion pool is obviously a good way to climb because you can, again, do different things. If you only play one thing, you're just set in that. And if your team comp doesn't go with you, if you're banned or picked out, you're pretty much useless. So having a good champion pool, and the thing is, it doesn't even need to be big anymore. I used to be somebody that had champion pools, or, you know, 5 champions per role. Technically, you could go into rank now with 2 champions in 2 roles. You can go in with 4 champions and probably be okay. I still can't do that. I'd get bored. So I still have a pretty large champion pool for, like, because I just do that for me. But, you know, you could go in with a small champion pool that, you know, covers a little thing, like little different things. You got a team fight champion, you got a split push champion, you got a pick champion. You can do that and that works perfectly fine. You remember, you can go into ranks and you don't have to change your roles at all. You know, this season I started as a mid top laner, but now I'm a mid jungler. You can change your roles, but then again, you don't have to change your roles. You could be a mid top laner for the rest of the season. So you could just have that champion pool that you do not change and get very good with those champions. You could do that. Again, I never recommend becoming a one-trick pony. Just a lot of people go, why? You know, what's wrong with it? Again, you're kind of useless if you're banned, picked out. But again, you have to think, I'm a tournament player. I play in tournaments or have done regularly in the past. I'm going to be looking to get into them again later in the season. One-trick ponies don't exist in tournaments. They can't exist in tournaments because they just get banned out. So in that terms, I've never rated one-trick ponies as a good thing. So that's, again, champion pool, good idea, but make it small. You don't need to make it very big. And now other things to climb, obviously attitude is a big one. You know, having a good attitude, realizing that losing is part of solo queue. Don't tilt, don't rage. That will help a lot. You know, again, it's one thing for me to say it, but it's one thing you guys doing it. You know, getting angry over a video game, I still find pretty ridiculous. I've got frustrated, but I never get angry. And I'm somebody that technically makes money from playing this game, and I still never get angry. So I never get why a casual player in, let's say, a lower rating gets really angry about losing when they should realize it's part of the game. It's part of life. in certain aspects losing. So realize if when you click that play button in ranked, realize that technically there is a 50% chance that you're going to lose the game, and it's up to you to try and increase that 50%. That's what people a lot of the time don't get with climbing. The difference with climbing is if you say are just playing to your normal skill level, you will probably stay the same rating all the time. You have to play above your skill level to climb. And I know a lot of people don't get that concept. They're like, how would you do that? It's obvious that people can do it. That's how people climb rating. That's how people like me went from silver to diamond in one season. We exceeded our skill level and we continue to improve. A lot of people don't improve in this game. They kind of just go, I'm just going to keep playing and not learn anything. Keep learning things, keep adapting your playstyle, because if you don't, you're going to just be left behind. Because a lot of the time, a lot of people ask me, they've been playing this game for years and they're still in bronze. And then they see new people to this game go instantly in silver and gold. It's because that new person probably is learning a lot more, where the person in bronze has just stopped learning. They've stopped caring, they've stopped learning, they've stopped adapting their playstyle and using their knowledge in-game. There's another point I want to make is using the knowledge. A lot of people love to say that they're great at theory crafting and they know what they're talking about. But obviously, there's one thing knowing the game and there's one thing using it in-game. That's why as a streamer, as a YouTuber, some people always call, occasionally I've been called elitist or just, disrespectful, but it's nothing to do with that. If I'm streaming or if I'm in YouTube comments and people are telling me how to play, I don't take it that seriously. I never have, never will. The reason for it is because I'm very comfortable with the player I am. I'm Diamond 2. If someone is coming onto my video to watch the video, they're looking to increase their knowledge. They're looking to get better at the game because I'm an educational LOL channel. And if they knew what they were talking about, they would do it in-game and they'd be higher rating as well. But obviously they're not. That's why I've never taken, advice and all that stuff. And you can call me what, you want, elitist, whatever. I don't really mind. I'm here to help you guys and I'm comfortable in that. And the last thing I want to kind of go in is this website. Now, apologies if I can find it for the skewed, there we go, for the skewed window. It's just the best way I could fit it in. But welcome to op.gg. Now, if you do not use any of these type of websites, then I would recommend to do so because you can look into your stats and break down what champions you should be playing or what champions you shouldn't be playing. So this is my page. So right now I am, I don't know where it actually says, but I'm, if I go in summary, there we go. So right now I am Diamond 2. My win rate is 53%, which is fine, which means I still should be climbing. If I go into ranked, if that eventually loads, so the past 20 ranked games, I have won 13, lost 7 with a 65% win rate, with a KDA of positive, with a kill contribution of 54%. So right now I'm playing quite well. The reason I want to show you the site is you should use this website to go into champions, and this is where you should be doing your personal research on what champions you should be playing or what champions you shouldn't be playing. Now, the good thing with this website is it actually highlights champions that you're good at. So you see here that this number of the KDA on Lux is actually highlighted. Again, on Gragas, it's highlighted. On Lee Sin, it's highlighted. If these colors are highlighted, it means that you are good with that champion in that specific thing. So if we go through it, so Gangplank is my #1 champion of Season 6, mainly because I've played the most of Gangplank earlier in the season. So on Gangplank, just to show you how I break down my own stats, 5.4 kills, 4.4 deaths, 7.8 assists with a 2.89 KDA. That means I'm a very that means I'm a very team-orientated Gangplank with a positive KDA with a positive win rate. So what? That is a good sign. I could play Gangplank and I know I'm good with that champion. Moving down, Lux, 69% win rate, good win rate, 7 kills, 4.1 deaths, 10.2 assists with a KDA of 4.17. Again, a very good KDA. That shouts to me, play more Lux. Then, next one, this will surprise a lot of people. Karthus, one of my favourite champions in the game, 33% win rate, but with a good KDA, with a 6.4, 7.3, 6.4, 9.9 with a 2.7 KDA with over 200 average farm. Very good stats. This win rate is going to stop me playing Karthus. Why? Sometimes you have to look at yourself and kind of take out what you enjoy about the champion if you want to go up in rating. Sometimes you may be good at a champion, but you're not very good at carrying with that champion. There is a very big difference between being good at a champion and carrying with the champion, and that is the problem with my Karthus, and I'm completely fine with accepting that. You know, I am a good Karthus player. I can farm, I can get kills, my KDA is pretty good, but I cannot carry the game to win. Therefore, I'm not going to prioritize picking Karthus anymore because I want to go up in rating. And this is what you guys need to do at home. You need to identify champions that you're good at, that you're bad at, and adjust your champion pool, adjust your priority list of what you're going to pick or not. And then if we move down just like a couple to Gragas, who I've picked up pretty recently, honestly, 7 wins, 2 losses, 78% win rate. But if you look at the KDA, I'm at a 5.59 KDA. So for every 1 death that I have, I'm involved in 5.59 kills. That is an insane KDA. And I'm going to be continuing to play Gragas. Obviously, Gragas jungle, you can kind of tell by the low farm. But I'm going to continue playing Gragas jungle because of how good my stats are. And it just screams to me, like, I get over 15, or I get 15 assists per game on average out of 9 games. That's a lot. So doing this little bit of research, honestly, can help your climbing like crazy. Now, some people also say, while I'm on the website, if you click this button on op.gg, it shows this. So a lot of people always go, oh, the MMR system is a bit weird. I don't know exactly what it is. It's hidden, etc. So op.gg has this feature that you click, check MMR. Now, I'm going to say one thing. Ignore this. Ignore this system. It literally does not mean a thing unless it's been confirmed by Riot. And it hasn't. So it says here, a baseline MMR has been changed by the latest patch of Riot on this date. This does not mean that they have the official MMR code. They have a guesstimate. Like, this is just their guess. So I would not take this as like gospel. Like a lot of people do. I'd be very careful with it. I just thought I'd mention it. You know, I was on op.gg anyway. But that's going to do it for today's video. I just thought I'd just explain a little bit about climbing. You know, how do I recognize what I should be climbing with and all that type of thing. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Now, I will say a couple things. When I get back from university today, I'm probably going to record the next episode of the podcast. And the topic is most likely going to be all about becoming a YouTuber and streamer. If you've got a secondary topic that you want me to cover, put it in the comment section below. But anyway, thank you very much for watching and listening. Please like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't. More gameplay to come soon. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.